You're listening to I'm Not Being Funny, but the podcast with me, Lee.
And me, Annie.
Hello and welcome to episode number 6.
We recorded this the week before the school holidays. And we've spent the whole week of the school holidays thinking, oh, it's fine, we've got episode 6. It's all done. It's just ready to go out. And then my proof listening today proved that I really don't need to proof listen. Because we've had to delete that episode and redo it.
No, the proof listening's a good thing. It's the editing that you need to stop with.
Yeah.
Anyway, episode 6 is... But it's not cruise ships, rowboats, anything like that. No, I'm talking about relationships.
Friendships.
And acquaintances.
We're not going down the nitty-gritty of relationships with this one.
No, that would be too traumatising for everyone involved, I think.
It really would.
So yes, friendships. A tricky subject, especially as you start to get older.
It is for us. Might not be for everyone.
True. But looking back, when we were kids, it was easy to make friends.
It was, because you talk to another kid and they're your friends.
Yeah. You can't exactly walk up to somebody now and go, what's your favourite dinosaur?
No.
You'd probably get a funny look, or you'd end up with somebody that you really don't want to be friends with.
Yeah.
Either way, it's not ideal.
Type about.
Yeah, there's plenty of those people. The problem with friends is it's too people-y.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's only a few people that I can tolerate for long enough to class them as a friend.
Yeah. Without having to turn around and be like, well, it's time you went home.
Yep. Without telling them to politely fuck off.
Impolitely, if you may.
Yeah, that's true. But how would you do, or rather, how would you go about making friends now?
Don't know. I don't think I have it in us. I don't think I have the whole friendship thing in us anymore.
Just can't be asked with everyone's drama.
No. Can't be asked with how people can turn a friendship round, smack you in the face with it, and leave you there thinking, what the fuck did I do to deserve this?
Yeah, it's a good point. Because, I mean, I think the reason that friendships were easier when you were younger, this is just for everyone in general, is because you weren't as, socially aware.
You weren't so asked on if what you said was used against you.
Yeah.
Because generally, when you're a kid, your friends don't do that.
No, it's like, but you said your favourite colour was blue and now it's green.
I know.
It's trivial stuff like that. You're like, yeah, well, things change.
And then the kids will talk to the parents and the parents will explain everybody's allowed to think different things and change their mind. And it's part of how you grow as a kid, but as an adult, it's just a bit shit. People lie to you, they chat shit to you, they do stuff in your friendship that's like, I'm backing out of this before I'm locked up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing as well. There's certain things that do test your friendship or test how well you thought a friendship was.
Tell us about it.
I don't need to.
Yeah. I've had a situation with a friendship that was from a works friendship. It started out where we'd see each other at work, have a little catch-up, that'd be it. Then we had kids and figured out we lived near each other and it turned into quite the friendship, didn't it?
It did.
And then 5 years later, that's the friendship that slapped me in the face and left me thinking, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah. But you didn't do anything.
No, it's not something that we're willing to talk about on here.
No,
it's definitely not appropriate for on here. But it's like the polar extreme of how badly a friendship can go.
Yeah, it really is. But from what you said there as well, a lot of people, as they get older, their friendships generally come from work.
They do, because school is replaced by the world of work.
Yeah, so you've got obviously people at work that you get on with. You might consider them your friends, at least while you're at work.
Yeah.
Outside of work, it could be a case of, well, I might go and have a drink with you or something, but...
Or it could just be a case of I was shopping in Aldi and bumped into...
Yeah.
And look at that friend I had who'd left and gone to New Zealand. And then I seen him a few months ago in Tesco in Chesley Street.
Yeah, and you were stood there staring at the back of his head thinking, I don't want to say, is that you?
Yeah, I was positive it was him, but like 10 years since I'd seen him. I was like, it could be, or it could be somebody different. It just looked like him. And then he spoke and I knew it was him.
Yeah.
I spent half an hour chatting with them with the kids in the car and you.
Yeah.
Driving you nuts because they were wanting the drinks I'd gone into Tesco for and you didn't know where I was.
No. But that's the thing. Would you class him as a friend, a work colleague, or an acquaintance?
He was definitely a friend when we were colleagues at work because we both did the same job. We got on really well. We'd have a laugh the days we were stuck together. But now, I mean, he left the job before I did because he was going travelling. And then when he came back from travelling, he's now got himself a career instead of the job we did. And he's somebody that I seen in the shop 10 years later. It's not really a friend anymore. But next time I see him, I'll be asking him how he's doing.
So it's still going to be kind of a friendship. It's just like, I don't know, like a long distance, if you like.
It's like a long-term acquaintanceship of someone I know. I mean, you know him as well. We both went to his leaving do.
Yeah.
It's one of them that's like, if we're out with the kids, I'd probably say, oh, this is my family. And there's Lee that we got married in the end.
Yeah, but it's not somebody that, like, you drop a message like, oh, do you fancy going for a cuppa?
No.
Yeah, fair enough. But there you go. That was a friendship that started at work. I mean, I've worked with people. I try and be friendly with everyone. You know that. And there are some people that I've worked with that I do consider friends and that are really, well, I was really close friends with that I could talk to about anything. And now that I'm not in work or in that line of work anymore, I don't have that friendship.
No, they're more like acquaintances that you'll see they post something on social media, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Might have a little chat with them. I mean, one of the photos that I put up before, lad that I used to speak to on the Xbox every day, he was like, oh, it's good to see you and your family are doing well. I replied back to him and said, oh yeah, thanks, I hope yours is well too. And that was it.
Yeah.
But I used to know him very well. I did think of him as a really good friend. And life happened.
Thing is, for you, your life changed a lot when you met me.
It did.
Because I come from a different part of the northeast. It's like an hour's bus journey from where you grew up to where I grew up.
Yep.
But in that hour's bus journey, it's like two different worlds for you.
Oh, it is.
Because down where you grew up, you had the whole friend circle, the social circle. You'd have someone to go do stuff with.
Yeah.
There was always someone around. You weren't on your own, whereas I was just at work.
Yeah.
And then our lives, like, blended together. And I couldn't move because...
of work?
I worked, like, a half hour from where I lived, but if I moved to where you live, it would have been an hour and a half and I wouldn't have been able to get there.
No, you wouldn't be able to get work on a morning and you wouldn't have been able to get home on a night.
No.
Whereas me, I was quite lucky because the bus ran like every half hour or so, depending on if the fuckers wanted to turn up or not. So it made more sense for me to move up here to be with you.
Did. And then when I got pregnant, we wanted to stay where we were like halfway between our mums, didn't we?
Yeah.
Which is like the area
that we're in now.
That we live in.
Yeah.
We never moved far when we left my flat back in the good old days.
Yeah.
But it's like halfway between our families. And before my mum passed away, she used to help us a lot.
She did.
With the kids. And anything we needed, like now, when we haven't got a washing machine, she would have been there.
Yeah.
She would have been over every day picking up the washing and doing it for us.
She would.
But things change. Life happens.
Yeah.
We've had a family. We got married. And unfortunately, that lost you a lot of the friendships that you had, because now you don't really hear from people anymore.
No. But, like I said, it's part of life. It's just growing up. It's evolving into something else.
It is. Parenthood.
Yeah. Shit, innit?
It is. It makes you a different person.
It does.
So the friends that you had before, I mean, one of your friends' wives I still occasionally speak to on social media. And their life and our life now, they're just ships that went in different directions.
Yeah, and that's the thing with friendships. It's not a case of, like, as extreme as yours, it ended because of that.
Yeah.
It's, you just slowly drift apart and start different lives.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, I know some people listening will be exactly the same. They won't realise until it's happened, and you're like, oh, I haven't heard from Ian.
God, you love the name Ian, you.
I used to work with 2 people called Ian.
I've
3
got
people, actually.
tattoos done by an Ian, and he was a lovely bloke, and he was a damn good tattoo artist. I still didn't want to name my fucking son Ian.
Well, that was just the first name that came into my head.
Apparently all the time.
That's the thing. Like, the Ian that I worked with, I was really good friends with him.
Mm.
And now...
He used to talk about him a lot when he came home.
Yeah, he was hilarious. And now, very rare... Well, I don't actually see him at all.
No.
I don't see anyone that I used to work with. It's kind of like a choice, though. Because, well, yeah, what would you talk about? How's work?
That'd be a one-sided conversation these days.
Yeah. How's the
people
family?
I used to work with, some of them still live down where the flat was, but I never see them. And even if I did, I'd be like, hi. Nothing to talk about these days.
No, that's the thing. It's life. Life happens.
Mm. But it's sad that friendships have to, like, disappear, especially some of them.
Yeah.
Mate, look at your best woman from the wedding. That friendship's never disappeared and it never will.
No, it won't. I've known her far too long.
Even on my Facebook, when she pops up, I'm like, hello, how are you?
Yeah.
Something random will pop up and you'll be like, yep, I remember that one.
Yeah. But that's the other thing with friendships is you don't always have to see them. You don't always have to be in contact with them. But you know they're there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird way of looking at it, but it's true.
It is. I've got a friend still. And we've been friends since we were at school, at the later years of school.
Mm.
And we're the same age, but our lives couldn't be much more opposite if you tried. He's gay, we're married. His life revolves around his dogs.
And travel by the looks of things.
Yeah. Ours revolves around our kids.
3 little tearaways who rule the life, really.
Yeah, they rule our world.
Yeah. But, like you were saying...
But you don't have to, like, that doesn't have to end a friendship.
No, not at all.
Because still, on rare occasions, I'll hear from him.
Yeah.
Like you with your best man.
Yeah. It's one of those things that if they get in touch, cool. If they don't, they know where we are.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully they see it the same way.
Yeah.
Because something that people need to come to realise as well is that people do get busy. There are things that happen.
And it's not just work neither.
No. Outside of work, you've got other commitments.
Mm-hmm. Like when we got married, we'd already had our son.
Yeah.
So we'd had the baby, which had drawn us away from quite a few of our friends because...
Not everyone wants to be puked on by a kid.
No, and you have a completely different lifestyle when kids come along that you don't realise is going to happen.
Yeah. Like,
it revolves around nappy changes and bottle feeds and naps.
Rather than who's getting the next round in at the pub.
Yeah. Nights out are like, they've gone on hold.
Yeah.
Well, not a night out since.
No. The thing is, though, it's a choice.
It is. And if you make that choice, you've got to realise that not all your friends are going to stick around.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's not affecting them, it's affecting you.
Mm-hmm. And that's where the parent friends come in. Once the kids start things like playgroups and nursery and school
and after hours activities.
Yep. She is so excited about gymnastics.
Yep.
And dance class.
I'm not becoming a dance dad.
You are.
I'm not making friends with the dance dads. Because if they're anything like the dance mums that you see on TV, not a fucking chance. It's just not happening.
But you're lucky because you're going to have the son with you as well, because he doesn't want to do after school.
No, he just wants to sit and play video games, which I've got no problem with.
Yeah. He's happy to take his little console with him.
Exactly.
And play on that while he's there with
his sister.
Youngest child, at dance class while I'm abandoned in another village over with middle child at gymnastics because I can't drive.
I've said I'll take it to gymnastics, you can take the other one dancing. But no, you want me to be the one to take it dancing. Just because I can dance.
Yeah, well. You've got that daddy-daughter dance coming up yet. I don't know when that happens in the UK now, but they brought everything else from America, so that'll be next.
Mint. I'm washing my hair on that day.
Yep. Gonna take you all day.
Yep.
Say that to her and you know fine well she's shaving every bit of hair off your body.
Or getting the masking tape out and doing it that way. One of the two. But I think that is how adults make friends now. It's through the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't have kids, it's through either social media or online
Some crazy
gaming.
people do it with pets.
True.
Which is only crazy because they take their pets to places like playgroups for animals, which is weird. But hey, each to their own.
Could you imagine taking the tortoise?
Yeah, she'd be kicking off in a box. At least she won't be making a horrible creaking noise against the wood on the night when she's asleep, though.
Nah, you never know. But yeah, that is basically how I think that adults make friends. It's either online, through the kids, or crazy pets.
Yeah. Because everything else in life's changed by the time you get to being an adult.
Yeah.
And the kids come along in some friendships. And even if you're not the one having the children, it affects that friendship because you don't get to see that person without the kids.
Yeah. Or if you do, you're on like a time limit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't stay too long. I've got to go to the nursery and pick them up, or I've got to get back for the school run.
Joy.
I can't because I need to go shopping for more clothes because I've grown again.
Yeah.
But that's kids.
It is, and that's life, because them kids are going to leave school and start that revolving door of friendships in the world of work.
Yeah. I mean, I do know that there's some people that I was in school with that are still friends with each other.
But my brother, he made friends with somebody when he was in nursery before he started school, and he was friends with him all the way through school. They moved in together, they were roommates, housemates, and they were really good friends until it just wasn't anymore.
Just fizzled out.
Yeah. But he knew him well into his 20s.
Mm. Well, it's like I was in primary school with a girl, and me and her were really good friends. Like my mum and her mum really got on really well. We're always there. And once we started secondary school, just didn't see each other, and that was that.
Yeah. It's at those schools, like after primary school, when you're going on to secondary, not all your friends go to the same one.
No.
And then work, you might go through primary school and secondary school with your best mate, and then you both decide on different careers.
Exactly.
It's a funny old world when you look at the world of friendships.
It's better than it being a depressing old world when you look at the world.
That's true. But what would you do with friends these days? If we had friends, we do have friends and we're not insulting you, but if we had like friendship relationships that we kept up, what kind of things would we do?
Go to the pub.
What, take the kids?
Right. Go for something to eat.
That's something you can take the kids to, but people get embarrassed by that. They're only when you're out with someone else's kids and they're naughty.
Yeah.
And me sat there shouting at them, "Oh, you little fucker, sit down and eat your tea."
Just like being at home.
Yeah.
I know, because like days out, you might think, oh yeah, we'll go down to the farm, take the kids down.
But then it's like the kids' day out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then when you've got friends who have kids as well, you're like, oh, brilliant, we can all go on days out, but their kids are a bit older. Your kids are a bit younger, so your kids don't want to be there as long. Their kids might want to go later and stay longer.
They might not be as up early.
Yeah.
It's just... There's a lot of variables when it comes to having friends and kids.
There is.
You kind of have to choose, do you have friends or kids?
Yeah. Or do you make friends with the school-run parents?
Ooh.
I've got a couple of acquaintances that I speak to at the school.
There's a couple of them that you're friendly with as well.
Mm-hmm. There's one of them mainly in our son's year. Her daughter's in our son's year.
Yeah.
We saw them at the fireworks.
Yeah.
We saw the daughter. And the daughter had spotted us stood waiting for the display to start and told their dad, "Dad, we're going that way!" And they came running up to us.
Yeah.
But yeah, her mum and dad I get on quite well with.
Mm-hmm. Then there's a couple in the middle one's class.
Yeah, there is. There's a couple there that I'll talk to.
Mm-hmm. But that's generally it. Because, I mean, for me, I don't talk to anyone.
No.
I'm quite happy with that. I'm very antisocial, which is quite surprising for a podcast.
That's why it's a podcast.
It's why it's not done on video.
Yeah. So we are thinking about doing something on like a YouTube channel. We just don't know what.
Yeah.
Because now that we do this, our kids want to join in and have like YouTube fame that they can tell all the friends about.
Yep.
Stick with I've got a face for a podcast.
So do I, but, you know, apparently the kids are thinking, no, it's fine, come on. You can do it.
Yep. So you never know, we might actually do video podcasts.
At some point.
Yeah.
Which will be interesting. But at the same time, if the kids are getting their friends to listen to it or watch it.
Exactly. There'll be something that'll keep kids happy. So any of the parents that are listening to this.
You're welcome.
Yeah. When we do decide on what we're doing, it's going to be kid friendly. So you'll be able to like stick it on in the background when the kids are doing your do.
Yeah. We won't swear.
No, but we'll be kid friendly.
There'll be an awful lot of editing to take out the swearing.
Will be. Because like I've said, in F-Bomb Mom, we do swear around our kids, but we try and behave around other people's kids. Because not everybody sees swearing like we do.
We just see it as part of the vocabulary.
Yeah.
It's teaching them
A variant of language, of vocabulary.
Yeah.
You're cleverer when you swear.
Mm.
More creative in your sentences.
Instead of telling someone, oh, can you please go away? You can just tell them to fuck off.
Yeah, it's a shorter sentence.
Mm. Saves on text space.
It does.
That's probably why we don't have many friends, because they don't have the same sort of humour. And that is one thing, like, that with friends, you've got to have something in common.
You do?
I mean, a lot of mine, I get people on the Xbox. Because that's how I've met most of my friends. Start off just by talking to them on there, and then actually meet up with them. Mm-hmm. Because you can kind of tell from somebody's voice if they're going to be a psycho.
You can.
Especially when they get angry at things in game. So you've kind of got that little bit of like, ooh, hang on a minute.
Yeah, that's very true. I'm not a gamer, but you are.
Yeah.
I have different hobbies, but Lee sits with his head at his Xbox TV, and I sit facing the normal TV that's generally taken over by children until they go to bed, and then I watch my YouTube.
Yeah. Your true crime.
Yep. But that's it though. It's like when me and you went and saw our first comedy gig.
Yes.
It was the one and only Chris Ramsey.
Yes. Absolutely fantastic as well.
Oh, him and Carl Hutchinson. So fucking funny. Shitting in a bin bag. That story's going to stay with me for life. But
it's also why you never have a curry when you don't have a working toilet.
yeah, it is. Especially you.
Yeah.
But that was like our first gig.
It was.
And after that, it was a matter of weeks after that, you got me tickets to see Noel Fitzpatrick.
I did.
Super vet. And I went with your mum because at the time we were really quite good friends.
Yeah, you were quite close.
Mm. And we went, and that was like, when we went to see Chris Ramsey, that was like a big night out for us. Because we had the little one at home, and it was around this sort of time of year, wasn't it?
It was.
So it was like, I was quite, not heavily pregnant, but I was quite away on. I was about halfway with the middle child.
Yeah.
So I was getting really uncomfortable in the seats we had because we were like crammed in on a row, weren't we? And I'm tall, I'm like 6'1", so I've got long legs, and being in rows of seats, I prefer being at the end so I can kick my knees to the side and get comfy without my knees pressing on the seat in front. So we ended up moving, didn't we?
We did.
And we were sat right at the back of the arena we were at.
Sat up in the gods.
Yeah, and he took the piss out of our seats, and we were like, hey!
It's not our fault you had none left.
You had no good seats with leg room.
You just didn't have any good seats left.
No, but then a few weeks later, I went back to the same arena with your mum for the Super Vet show.
Mm.
And I had the same issue again. But we didn't get to move seats like we had that time, because our seats were like more at the side instead of as far back as we were. We just moved up like one seat block, and I got my end seat. So I was a bit more comfortable, but that was just an absolute nightmare. And then when we went to see Shag Married Annoyed, it was like 3 different poles of us going out on gigs, but for me anyway.
Yeah.
Because I went to the Chris Ramsey podcast tour with you, the first one, and was I pregnant again then? I think I was, wasn't I? With the youngest.
I'm not sure. I'm trying to think when we saw him.
Not sure now, but I think
No, you weren't.
Oh, no, because I was pregnant over lockdown. I was pregnant through COVID.
Yeah.
And it was before COVID that we'd gone.
Yeah. So the middle one was only little.
Yeah, she was just a little tiny baby. But, like, that was our last gig. Because when COVID hit and stopped everything, and then having 3 kids, it was a bit more cruel on me mum babysitting, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And that was how come I don't work anymore. So I don't have those works friendships.
No.
I've got the old works friendships. And then our whole life changed. And then you lost out on your works friendships.
Yeah.
And I was just us.
Yeah. It's a lot less drama, though, with it just being us.
It is.
Occasionally seeing people.
Yeah. We've got our regular visitors, haven't we?
We do.
We've got my brother, we've got Rossi.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It means there's less drama, there's less bullshit, and we don't have to put up with people being dickheads.
We don't have to put up with people we don't like neither, because we just don't like them together, and then I'll have a rant at them at some point and stop them.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But that is friendships in a nutshell. I say in a nutshell, we've been waffling on for like 25 minutes.
Have we?
Yeah.
Have we only got 25 minutes? This is a full episode. So this isn't just going to be about friendship.
It's not. There's something else I want to bring up.
Oh, God, what now?
Fears.
Oh, dear.
Like, I'll openly admit I have got what you see as a completely irrational fear of wasps. They are little motherfuckers who fly about. They're like flies with shotguns. They're just twats. I fucking detest them. But I do have a valid reason. I got attacked by a nest of them when I was younger, and it stuck with me. And I just hate them. I see them, I run away.
You do?
I run away in the opposite direction.
You do? And you've shown our children to do the same.
Yes, I have, and I am sorry.
Which really fucking pisses me off.
You've never said.
That's sarcasm. Every time, right, I don't mind this at all neither. And the kids are used to it as well. But the kids go with you. If we have a window open in our house and a wasp comes in and you see it, you're like, I'm off. And you'll run out and you'll shut the door, generally in the kids' face. The kids follow.
Every man for themselves.
The kids follow you when I'm left to deal with the wasp. But it's fine. Because do you understand? It's a rational fear. It just pisses me off that you've got the kids like you that run from them. It's like, just ignore them. They're not going to do anything. They're not going to attack you for nothing. When you got attacked by a nest of wasps, something must have disturbed their nest.
I think it was my foot going into it, if I'm honest.
Yeah, there you go. That's why you got attacked.
When I was in primary school, there was a wasp flying around the classroom. I vividly remember. And I was like, oh yeah. It didn't bother me. It even landed on my glasses and walked along the top of them in front of my eyes. I just sat there and it flew off. Fine. That didn't bother me. But when I got attacked by the nest of them, completely changed.
Which is fair enough, but why do you have to run off like a child? And show the children to run off like a fucking child?
I don't know. Why are you scared of slugs?
Because they're creepy, slimy, horrible things that my cat used to bring in as presents for me.
So see, that's irrational.
No, it's not, because they're just, ugh.
Yeah. So,
See what happens if you put salt on them?
yeah, they fizzle.
Exactly, that's not right.
So come on, what else are you scared of? Or what fears have you overcome?
None of them. People.
Yeah?
People scare me.
Which is...
That's why I'm so horrible to them.
There is something that people don't understand. It's the fear of needles.
Now,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who are scared of needles. They're completely terrified of any kind of needle.
But have tattoos.
I'm thinking about the ones who are terrified and wouldn't get a tattoo. Fair enough. Good for you.
Yeah?
But my tattoos do not lessen my fear of needles. Because when you get a tattoo,
It hurts.
you can literally get yourself a little sewing pin and scratch over your skin like a pencil. And it scratches. That's what a tattoo feels like. That's how it feels to get tattooed. And then when they start going over the same spot to get colouring, you just want to punch them in the face because that's fucking hurting. But when someone comes along with a needle and take target practice at your arm to give you a flu jab or strap you down and take blood, it's not so fucking fun. That needle goes right in the skin to find a fucking vein. It hurts.
Yeah?
I don't like them needles.
No, I'm with you. I hate needles, but I've got tattoos because it's different.
No, my tattoos are things I like, and it's a pain I can put up with.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not sin.
there is one fear that everybody has. Well, everyone that I've met has the same fear.
Which is?
Dentists.
Yeah, I don't like the dentist.
No, they're sadistic, horrible people.
They are.
Outside of work, fine. The second they step in, like, oh, it's like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde thing.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I've got knackered teeth. They're fucked.
That's because you sit on a night and grate your teeth while you're asleep, and I'm sat there next to him in bed with his good. And I'm like, there's many nights I come downstairs because all I hear is your teeth fucking grating.
Yeah, there's also many nights you wake me up by punching me because of it.
Yep. Punch him, kick him, anything that's going to stop it. Slap him about the face if he won't wake up.
Yeah, it's all true.
Or the nights when he's been like physically chewing something and his mouth's moving and I'm just holding his mouth shut. And I peg his nose at the same time so he wakes up.
Yeah.
It's one of them noises I cannot get.
Oh, that's fine.
I cannot. And he's known it the whole time. He's known me that I can't deal with grinding teeth.
Yeah.
So he knows he's in for abuse if he starts grinding his teeth.
It's not as if I do it on purpose, though.
Neither do I. I'm just trying to shut you up.
I know. But yeah, if you're listening to this, let us know what your fears are. I mean, there's loads of people that are afraid of heights, small spaces, open spaces. Did you know that there is a fear, I can't remember what it's called, but there is a fear of peanut butter sticking to the roof of your mouth?
I'd just be afraid of peanut butter. It's that dry.
There's also a fear that at any given point in time, there is a duck watching you.
That's a stupid fucking fear, that. I mean, I'm sat in the house now. It's fucking winter time. There's no ducks sunbathing in the garden.
Yeah, they might be watching you.
I'm fairly certainly not.
Moving on away from the fears, because some of them creep me out.
They do.
But, yes, anyway, listeners, if you do have any fears, whether it be rational, irrational, or something that you recently discovered, let us know on our socials.
Yeah. Find out what mine are on socials as well.
Yeah, because you haven't really spoken about yours.
No.
You've been taking a piss out on me, not liking wasps.
Yep.
Now, I have a curveball. Another one.
Oh, God.
I, this time, have a story for you.
This should be interesting.
Now, this one is titled, How to Tell My Wife She Isn't Part of My Inheritance.
Oh, dear. What's she done? This has to be good. You can't have just, taken her out of the will for nothing.
Well, here we go. Years ago, I was gifted a shit ton, inverted commas, worth of stock when my parents both began showing signs of dementia. Cut to this year and both my parents have passed, and I have inherited another large chunk of money in various account types. Long story short, my wife thinks half is hers, and she has ideas, again in inverted commas, on how to spend just about all of it. It has never been commingled with joint funds. So, would I be the arsehole if I informed her flat out that my inheritance is mine and not ours, in inverted commas again? And although I am willing to indulge her wants, I will be the final authority on how those funds are spent. How would I break it, again inverted commas, to her in the right way? We do have a great marriage, and up to this point have never had serious disagreements revolving around money.
Surely, if they're married, if they were to divorce, it would be half hers.
It would.
So surely it is technically theirs.
I can see where you're coming from on that, yeah. I mean, it gets a bit tricky with inheritance.
It
obviously.
does.
It's not like it's a wage, so it's not like he's being paid it directly because he's worked for it. He's being given it because his mum and dad passed away. So it does get into the, like, touchy subject of, it's more like morals versus law.
It does, but if they were divorced, it would be theirs. So don't push her too far. Because if she decides to divorce you, she's getting half.
Yeah, there's no two ways about it. It's either going to be a case of you can start and be nice with it and show that you are a good human being, which there isn't many of them left about.
Uh-oh.
Or you can just act like an arsehole and go, nope, it's mine, fuck you.
Exactly, I mean, you don't tend, with inheritance, you don't tend to grab hold of it and say, no, it's all just for me. This is all I've got left.
No, you go out and you do things. You do things like, if they need a new kitchen or a new bathroom, you're like, do you know what? We've been wanting to do that for a while. Let's get it done. We've got the money now, so we can.
I mean, if you want to go out and spoil somebody, all of a sudden, or people.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, you can.
Yeah.
You can buy things that are a treat.
Yeah. So I don't know why he's saying that he's like the final authority on it.
Yeah, it's his money. It's his parents who've passed it to him when they've died, but...
I mean, what would happen...
He's been a bit of a dick by saying it's all mine.
Yeah, what would happen if she was actually in financial trouble and needed it?
Well, you'd hope it wouldn't be a case of him or her with... Like, when it came to things like needing money, like maybe a loan or credit cards, you'd hope it wouldn't be in her name that it's all being spent.
You'd hope not.
But a lot of people do.
It sounds like that's exactly what he wants. He wants it to be spent in his name on things that he wants. It's like little kid syndrome. But I was given this is mine.
Is he an only child? It sounds like he is.
It doesn't say, but it does sound like he is.
So maybe he hasn't, like, come forth with the idea of sharing. Because it doesn't sound like they have children.
No. Also, it didn't say ages, so...
They could be really young.
They could.
But they could be, like, our age or older, like, mid to late 30s up.
Yeah.
Maybe they've chosen not to have children. It's everyone to their own choice.
Yeah.
But if he's not learned to share, it does make him quite the arsehole.
It does.
I'm sorry, he's chose to share his life with a woman who is married. So, in that, you're kind of sharing everything, aren't you?
Yeah. I mean, look at us. We share everything.
Yeah.
Even, like, when I was working and you couldn't, it wasn't a case of, oh, well, no, I've gone out, I've earned this, I'm spending on what I want. No. It was a case of, right, all the bills are paid, I've kept this aside for me so I can get daft bits I need. What do you need? Or what do you want? And if you, 9 times out of 10, you'd say nothing.
Yep.
But we'd end up going out and getting you something anyway because I like treating you.
I got an inheritance last year, like this sort of time last year.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a big inheritance. It wasn't anything huge sums of money. It was more money than I'd ever had before, but it was nothing huge.
Yeah.
And we decided that we were going to give the kids a good Christmas.
Yeah.
we got ourselves bits that we wanted, but we both decided, and we both picked things to buy.
Yeah.
It wasn't a case of, this is my money, I'm spending it on this. It was a case of, well, what should we do with it?
Exactly.
I wanted to spoil the kids for Christmas. And we agreed. We both agreed that spoiling the kids for Christmas would be nice.
Yeah, but that's the thing. We were grown-ups about it.
Mm-hmm.
We went through... I think the only thing that we got that we didn't really need was a different TV. Because as it turns out, the volume on it wasn't knackered.
Yeah.
Which was a pain in the ass, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So I think he is being a dick to turn around and say, this is my money. Yeah, it's a lot of money by the sounds of it. His parents have been very sensible with money. But he just sounds like an arsehole.
He does it. Like I said, it goes back to like little kid syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
But this is mine, I don't want to share. It's mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I agree with you. He is the arsehole in that one.
Yeah.
It's very rare that I'll actually say that somebody is being an arsehole.
Cheers.
But in this situation, top grade.
I call people assholes all the time because I'm an arsehole, so...
He's a top grade bunghole.
Mm-hmm.
And the way they were saying it's my authority, I've got the final authority, you're not Cartman. Stop saying it.
Exactly.
I mean, if we inherited a large sum of money, one of us, and the other one was like, oh, I could really quite do with, and it was something expensive.
It's our usual though, if we won the lottery, because we both put the lottery on separate.
Yeah.
So if one of us won it, we would be like, that's my money. You're not wasting it on a sports car. It's my money. I've told you this before.
You have.
If I won the lottery, I'm not wasting it on sports cars. If Lee won the lottery, it'd all be on sports cars and we'd still live in a rented house.
Not quite. You just wouldn't have your perfect walk-in wardrobe full of fucking expensive shoes.
No, we wouldn't. And it'd be a sad day for me.
But that's it. We're grown-ups, we can joke about it, we can talk about it, but we both know that's exactly what we do.
If we were to win a big sum of money on the lottery, then it's our money. We'd make decisions on it.
Yeah. And then there'd be the odd bit that you'd be like, oh, by the way, I bought this.
Yeah, and oh, by the way, you're not getting that car.
Exactly.
There's things I put my foot down with, and expensive cars is one of them.
Yeah. But that's it. We can have a laugh about it.
Mm-hmm. Like 90% of couples can, especially the married ones.
Yes.
Because with marriage comes, if you inherit a lot of money, if you win a lot of money, you got to split it if you divorce.
Exactly. So instead of splitting it when you divorce, why not just split it while you're married and happy and make memories?
Exactly.
Because
you don't want to push the other one away and then they turn around and say, right, well, we'll get divorced.
It's all fine and well being sat in a big mansion, but if you're the only one in there, it's fucking lonely.
You'll have 50 Cent syndrome. Look at when he lived in Mike Tyson's mansion. And he would have looked down the corridor and he didn't want to go down there.
Exactly. You don't want to be in a big house by yourself.
No. The novelty would wear off.
It would.
Grant, I think it'd take a bit longer for the likes of us.
No, definitely. I'd be going up and down on a scooter.
You would
as well.
And we'd have peace from the kids. We could lose them in a big house.
Just put them in a wing.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that.
It's the end of this episode.
Thank you very much for listening. As always, come get involved. Come find us on socials. Just search for INBFB, the podcast. We're on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram.
You mostly find our updates on TikTok, but we do share them to Instagram and Facebook when we remember.
It's very rare that we remember, but yes, come find us on TikTok. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a share.
Yeah, share our podcasts as well on social media. Share the episodes. Tell people what you think of it. If you've had a laugh, if it's been something that you've agreed with, share that episode so other people get to listen and
see if they agree.
Seek their opinions.
See if they disagree as well.
Yeah, we don't just want people to agree with us.
We did have a lot of feedback about that nurse story, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people were saying the poor nurse.
Well, I felt that I had to share that because, like I said in that story, I've worked with a lot of nurses. And a job as a nurse is not something to berate someone for.
No.
It takes a lot to work as a nurse.
Something that might shock you. About 99% of people agree with you. So there you go.
That's why I felt I had to share that story, because how can someone be like that about a nurse?
Exactly.
It's like saying it about doctor.
Yeah.
You cannot.
No. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you very much. And we'll see you midweek with another mini episode, and next Friday for a full episode.
We will.
See you later.
See you soon.